CJF is taking the ball. Oh my God! What? Welcome back to the OCE Open Series Gauntlet Final, now with the Chiefs. Yummy cheese, man, that's Korea Lord. And the Chiefs, the iconic team of Oceania, now have to take down the rising titans in Legacy Esports.
They're the champions of OCE. They're the team that really represented Oceania on the world stage at RLCS and at E-League. And now they have to face a team that has just been plowing through the competition.
Yeah, the oldest running org now, one of the most powerful potential teams going into the scene. This is kind of the best showcase now, because if they can beat Chiefs, it proves they deserve to be top 2 against Darksided, who, whilst top seed, we don't know exactly how they fall, because it has been a very short season.
Yeah, you can see Legacy Esports as well. Name over and over and over again as they're one step away from that grand final.
Yeah, literally making their mark.
Korea, Legacy Esports, however, they would be happy that they've gotten this far. They've already broken the curse, and they've denied expectations by taking down Tainted Minds. But I feel like that's not enough. We've got to get greedy for Legacy.
Again, the difference between this and the next match is sleeping on the floor, getting kicked out from your own bed, and getting to sleep in your own comfortable mattress, because top 2 is where you start saying, okay, we can make RLCS.
Yeah, there's a huge difference. There's a dividing line that sits right there. And Chiefs is kind of like the benchmark of what it means to be the best in OCE, even if they're not coming in as the top seed.
So to beat the benchmark, as we do start that throwdown clock, we have to look at how Legacy can continue to strive. Against Chiefs, this is a very different team. This is a structured team in the Chiefs.
Well, yeah, and they changed their structure completely over this season. You kind of look back at RLCS Season 4 with Jake having that huge play where he went aggressive and made that top corner Devo, one of the best plays, and now that's what he's bringing in to this series, to this season for the Chiefs.
Yeah, and then on the flip side, you have Drippe, who's no longer the guy at the front who does those insane, powerful boots that just kind of kick them from anywhere in the field. He actually plays a little bit more defensively and is more happy to rotate back, and Torsos being a bit more supportive.
Well, Drippe and Torsos have had to move back because Jake is playing super aggressive. He's actually went and taken his score per game average up to almost 100 points higher than his previous career total.
Yeah, the simple physics game did wonders for his stats.
Yeah, he scored 12 goals in that series.
Yeah, it was pretty okay.
So the Chiefs
3 games.
have the pleasure of not really having to make a huge run in this gauntlet, but now that they've changed their play style, I mean, they're still Oceanic's favorite team. Whenever you talk about OCE overseas, you say, oh, the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, they are the ultimate dragon at the end, except there's another dragon waiting just after them with Darksided. And so we thought Tainted Minds were the meat of the competition. Maybe it's Chiefs that are going to be the one that can take down Legacy.
Yeah, I think this is definitely going to be the hardest match Legacy has come to. It's a different caliber of teams at this point. Had it been reversed, I think Chiefs is even a scarier beast than Darksided, just because they're too consistent. You can't just rely on them to lose.
That's right. They want to cement themselves as the best team in OCE, and they have to beat Legacy, then Darksided. It all begins here, Korea. Will you now turn to Legacy, or do you think this is too hard of a task?
No, I think this is too hard of a task. It hurts me that they've made this run, and I'm not backing them after how dedicated I was last year. But I think Chiefs are Chiefs, and you have to pick them on the right day to beat them, and I don't think this is the day you beat Chiefs.
Yeah, you're on the money. I think it was any other day, you would potentially back Legacy. They've shown that they can beat the Chiefs in previous competitions, but now it is do or die, and Chiefs strive in that, so I'm heading up the Chiefs.
That's absolutely bull, because Legacy have made the run so far. They will continue to make the run until Darksided. Legacy will win the gauntlet. And you know why I say that? Because everyone doubts them, and the more doubt that comes in and spews over them, they wipe it off and they go forward.
Look, if they take down the Chiefs, I promise to back them in the grand final.
Korea?
I hate that you're probably going to be right.
I was just going to wait for you to back them in the grand final. But that's fine. Yummy made the promise. I'm sure I'll beat it out of you if Legacy can take this. But this is a very big series for them. If they can beat the Chiefs, that not only denies Chiefs' top 2 team again in OCE, this creates a new champion and potentially a new RLCS team as we go into the OCE Championship starting next week. Legacy, take on the Chiefs. Let's go again.
And it's going to be game one to really watch for Legacy to see if they win or lose and if they can counter that game one loss mentality that they've had throughout the entire day.
Well, Legacy Esports, they've actually just cleared the ball again. Good setup here. Jake hanging back. New play style. Here comes Torso's great angled shot, but a good defense from Delusion. Actually saves the ball away.
Yeah, just enough. And Delusion has been that player that every single person in OCE, every single one of his opponents have said he's just so frustrating to shoot against because he always makes a save.
Such a cemented team in OCE. The Chiefs looking again to define themselves in their new opponent, Legacy. Normally at the top of a gauntlet or a finals, you don't normally see Legacy up here. So it's exciting to see that they're challenging for the final moment of Chiefs.
You're saying the Chiefs are cemented.
Well.
It's being questioned right now, but Torsos is going to answer it and throw it into the top corner.
First goal for the Chiefs, coming off strong, and although Drippe, with the help of Siki, does hit that crossbar, finish off by Torsos, and the Chiefs getting ahead nice and early. Legacy's game one, dare I say it again?
Well, I wonder, they've lost so many game ones, but this is now their 4th series in a row, and that's got to start getting tiring and make it harder and harder throughout.
Exhaustion where you have a Chiefs fresh roster. Siki with the angle, however. He never doubted. Saved by Jake. Now able to push the ball up. Centers it, actually has a shot himself. And no one is in defense, so they score.
Just understanding everything on the pitch. Jake is one of the smartest players in OCE. Gets it past Cyrix, and there's no one left to make the save. Is it game one, or is it just that Chiefs are that strong?
Well, we question it every single series. And it could be a very different one at that. Chiefs 2-0 up. Jake now looking for the center, off the wall, very well played. Delusion going to dribble the ball, gets it past Drippe. Very well played. Drippe now angling it. Great center over to Torsos, and he'll be able to second touch this. It drops in front. It's saved away, but the Chiefs continue to attack.
The counter-attack already from Legacy Esports just gets blocked out. Every member of the Chiefs so good on defense, and that's really what's allowed Jake to play so much more aggressive this season.
Really, adaptations of the Chiefs members here. Maybe it puts Legacy off a little bit. Everyone's been practicing to play against the Chiefs and Drippe. Getting expectations, Chiefs will find a third.
1 goal for each of them. Jake's been involved in all of them as well. So right now, the Chiefs putting their stamp on game one. But are they going to put their stamp on the series?
No time will tell. 3 minutes remaining. Legacy have been a team that have really just been getting better each and every series. But a new opponent means a new play style. And you see here, that bump out of the way will be nicely done.
They've just got such a repertoire. They have so many different options, and that makes them so hard to defend because you can usually only ever defend 1 or 2 options, and when they have 5, you can't really pick which 2 to defend.
Chiefs just reading 1 step ahead here. Legacy really not feeling this game one. 4-0 for the Chiefs. Maybe bitten off a little bit more than they can chew for Legacy. We're going to have questions how they can find themselves in this series, how they can, again, struggle to find a way against this opponent off the backboard, trying to be finished off, and Legacy need to start hitting these shots to start building themselves up in this series.
There are always questions on Chiefs coming in to this entire season. They weren't playing as consistently as we expect. But then again, it's because of their change in play style, which I think in the long run is going to make them even stronger of a team.
Really, the top team in Oceania looking to cement that once again. Siki now getting the ball past. A great shot. Drippe slows it. Taken away by Cyrix. Cyrix comes into net. Torsos on the defense. Actually rolls over the ball and will lose control here as Jake cleans it up. Siki bounces against the wall. That pinch will help get speed on the ball, but it looks just clear after clear after clear. Easily defended by the Chiefs. The demolition onto Torsos. Will it open it up? Don't think so.
That was the first good pressure play from Legacy, but not a single opportunity was created. As you can see, Chiefs just challenging everything, putting pressure on every single shot. Just so difficult for a team like Legacy who are looking for the pass. That's going to roll in. 5-0.
Just so much quicker to the ball and just so precise from Chiefs. This is what we see when there's a high-stakes situation for the Chiefs. How do they perform?
They always step up when the time really matters. I mean, time and time again, last season, in league play. They went 5-2. They lost to the old Legacy Esports as a huge surprise, but when it came to the finals, they just dominated because that was when it mattered.
And right here, they've got a gauntlet run ahead of them, but a short one at that. They can make it easily. It's only 2 series. The grand final being a best of 7. This should be finished off here by the Chiefs, but sent away by Cyrix.
It's almost an advantage as well. Getting that warm-up series up against Darksided might be the advantage for Chiefs or Legacy to take it out.
I mean, Darksided have been playing so well in league play, but coming in fresh, you'd have to fear a Chiefs that are starting to steamroll Legacy, at least in game 1. The shot set up again. Torsos doesn't have any speed on that ball. Leaves it over to Drip A. 45 seconds remaining. Game 1 is most certainly going over to the Chiefs. But how can this series change? And are Legacy going to do exactly what they've done in every other series? This does not feel like the same.
Well, this is the biggest change up. The biggest difference was 4-1, I think, for Legacy Esports in game number 1. Now this is a 5-0, and Legacy haven't really had any opportunities in this game.
Yeah, only a couple to speak of, and not securing a goal. It's again that competitiveness that we want to see. That was nice from Cyrix, however, so Legacy back on the board.
That was not just nice, that was beautiful from Cyrix. The first touch, taking it way past Drip A to the point where he couldn't even challenge, and to then bring that back. Cyrix has shown that he has got that offensive ability.
Well, 1 goal for Legacy will build them into that second game. The Chiefs have just come steamrolling here. A second goal, actually.
Well,
So-
they're not going to bring this back with 11 seconds and 3 goals, but this is very surprising from Jake.
Yeah, and it's things like that that, you know, Legacy able to capitalize on, able to cement themselves back in the game. And so we'll be having curious words about game 2, and
There's a lot of cement in this game.
there is a lot of we cement.
For a team with trees in it, and another one with Chiefs, I think there's a
Lots-
lot of cement.
Cement. We're going through the ages, really.
Yeah.
That ball will hit the ground eventually. There's a shot from Drip A, but Chiefs will take out game 1 very convincingly, but Legacy coming back on the board there.
Speaking of ages, whoever does lose this match goes home with bronze, and it is a tough cookie for Chiefs. But even Legacy are going to be happy at this point. They're going to be, okay, we've broken the curse, we've shown we can do better, and they didn't have a chance. If they lose this, they wouldn't have had a chance against Darksided. But here, Chiefs are not going to be satisfied with anything but first.
That's right. Cementing themselves as the top 1 team, just as we're talking about cement as well, like, makes perfect sense.
There's a concrete argument.
It's really hard because for Chiefs,
Yeah, cement is really hard. I'll let you know that.
for the Chiefs, I mean, Legacy are the big surprise factor, right? You know how they're going to play, but then there's just these moments which we've seen in previous series where they start mixing it up a little bit. They start getting creative with their passes. And that's the Legacy I want to see in game 2, the one that the Chiefs maybe can't read
Well,
as
the
well.
game 2 is where they're going to be truly tested. And that's where we're going to see more of those pass plays, maybe some of the bumps and backboard plays that we have seen through them. But I don't know what it is. I don't know why they don't play their game in game number 1 in each of the series. I really have no answer. You know, obviously I'm guessing like they're just an adaptive team. They're looking
Maybe.
to figure out what to do in that game number 1, but they've got to speed that up and start winning.
We've said the word mental fortitude a couple of times over the different series in this gauntlet, but this must take a lot from Legacy for them to drop 1 game and then come back in a series. That is true fortitude at its finest. Legacy Esports down a game. Can they hold true to what we were just talking about? The ball taken away, but for Chiefs, the pressure is on immediately. Legacy looking to prove themselves. Top 3 or top 2, it's their choice.
And this is a true proof of athleticism. This is the point in time where their brains are going to be hurting. Their adrenaline is going to be running to the point where they're not going to understand. At the end of today, I'm sure all 3 of them will just be like, don't talk to me, I just want to go to bed.
You'd be absolutely exhausted from this. A great run from Legacy so far. Let's see if it continues. Taken away from the backboard. Chiefs now applying pressure where needed. Drip A in defense. Delusion taking the ball away, pinched out of the corner. It's brought back in, and Drip A's not at the right angle. The first goal goes to Legacy.
And off the 3 shots That is the quickest turnaround for this team, where they just had 0 shots almost last game. They've already got 3. They've already got a goal
Within
in 50
seconds, Yummy. Legacy Esports are the most surprising team I think I've seen until we saw a conspiracy that started attacking. Only a minute has passed. Legacy leading by 1 goal. Chiefs on the defensive now as well, expecting the intercept. It comes through from Siki. He gets the demo mid-air. Actually going to hit the backboard here. And this sets up nicely for net. Torsos, well, a good job with the clear. That was a strange demo. The pass still there. 1-2 and the third. Now over to Delusion. Siki angling it well. Sirix was ready to come in. Delusion missing off the wall. Sirix now, the center's there for Delusion. Doesn't get it past Jake, but in comes Siki again. Off the backboard. It's touched very lightly from Torsos. Look at this from Legacy.
It's so risky. They're playing really aggressive, and that is not what you think of in Legacy. They don't take the risks. They play it controlled, and now this is their idea on how they're going to beat the Chiefs.
And they adapt mid-series. This is so important, and you have to ask why they do this after game 1. Well, looks like they got a feel for the Chiefs. Will it be enough? However, the ball passed back. There's an opening. Open net. Delusion secures it.
And that is another push through to the center. Chiefs looking for the pass, but it's Delusion to read it and get it behind the Chiefs. Legacy Esports come from a 5-0 down in one game to being 2-0 up in the next.
Legacy Esports, in a nutshell. 3 minutes remaining. This is such a comfortable position, and they have just changed their playstyle from game 1 now to game 2. Chiefs may have found an opening, but Delusion says no. Over to Siki now. The ball centered. Torso's up. It's going to hit in front of net. The curse not only broken, but looking to set up for further performance. Jake, the ball, dribble, taken away. Chiefs still looking to bump and open up this net. Torsos being patient, has no boost. Picks up the pads, but shouldn't be able to get to this ball now. Getting that big boost. Now for Legacy, the double tap. Too far to the right.
So close, and this is just Legacy completely flipping the script with so many attacks. Another shot on net, and Chiefs are nowhere to be seen in the attacking half.
Sirix for number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, can you believe it? Legacy are taking full control of game 2.
The fan favorites right now, for sure. Legacy Esports have made the climb. They're so close to making it into that top 2. They're so close to proving that they could be a world championship team.
And to beat the Chiefs would be the upset of the year. It has only just begun, but I'm sure nothing will top it. Jake trying to send the ball up, and Chiefs are just trying to get something into net. This is the opportunity. The shot comes through. 3 in defense, strong. Shot after shot after shot defended, even that last one. And the Chiefs are unable to break through.
Clutch defense as well, just showing that they've figured out their nerves. They know how to play under all this pressure.
Grand finals looming in the sights of both these teams, and now Legacy have all the right to challenge for it. They look like they're able to take game 2. Minute 50 remaining. The Chiefs get themselves on the board. Off the corner here. Opening for the Chiefs.
That is big, because there's still plenty of time for the comeback to happen. It's 2 goals down, 1 minute 44 remaining, and a brilliant pass out from Jake to Torsos, who's just outspeeding Siki.
2 goal difference. Doable, but if Legacy play like they did at the start of this game,
it just goes to show that you cannot give Chiefs any opportunity, because they're going to score every single time they do.
That's right. Firm up your mistakes, Legacy Esports. Their playstyle's changed in game number 2, but they have to be consistent. Siki comes up with the ball. Jake now, light touch up. Sirix is up here as well. Off the backboard, Sirix looking for the double tap. Will find it and secures it.
Oh, Sirix. He has become what the greatest enemy of Chiefs is. I don't know what an enemy of a Chief is, but that is Sirix right now.
It's got to be something fierce, monstrous, a barracuda or something, or maybe some venom taipan lurking in the jungle. A minute 30, 3 goals up. Maybe it's the Settlers, I don't know, Yummy. But right now, you cannot settle with the thought that Legacy are about to take this game. And by the looks of it, they have full control. Sirix is coming up. He's being so aggressive. A minute remaining. Demolition on the side of Drippe. That should be enough.
He's a good center from Torsos, but so hard to read, and it's just going to get reversed around as Legacy Esports, they're comfortable holding on a lead. They're comfortable holding anything that is at least 2 goals.
The rookie in Delusion, who would have thought he could hold out, but now the Chiefs
Oh!
saved away. That was it again. Remember how I said teams couldn't catch a break? Well, I'm going to say that about Chiefs right now.
No, that was huge from Delusion. Again, the story that everybody's been saying that he's so hard to score on. And that just goes to show. And double wide from Chiefs, triple wide shots. This is not the Chiefs' accuracy that we were talking about.
What is going on? There's multiple members in front of that goal. None of them were able to score. And now that time has passed, Legacy Esports will take game number 2. They're back on the wagon, nor were they really off. Game 1 is a meme for them right now.
Oh, speaking of memes, that reminds me of the old Alpha Sydney meme that they're going to hit the crossbar every single time as Delusion makes one final save to finish that out. What a huge series in the back from Delusion. And up front, Cyrix going to show that it's not just Siki and Delusion pulling him forward, but he's done fantastic work this game.
Maybe Legacy definitely not out. Game 1 was like, hey, this looks like it's going to be a clean sweep. Legacy changed the feeling and the vibe. Now we're in one. Well, it is a different vibe in
They
this
got
series.
some cool vibes going on.
Bloody oath, they got some cool vibes.
Legacy. I just ruled them out after game 1. You know, we said maybe they could bring it back. I was just playing with it, saying yeah, but no, they have managed to find the weakness in the Chiefs. They managed to control the Chiefs in most of that game until that second half area where they got 3 or 4 shots and went wide. But even if they went in, it was still 2 goals in the lead.
But even if Chiefs found that, you'd still be like, Legacy looked so different. That was a very different game too. They've changed their play style, and that is a very high level skill to adapt your team after a 5-minute game and say, right, we have a minute. How are we going to play this? Let's change.
Well, their problem in the first game is that they were playing wide. They were trying to get these long passes, and Chiefs are just going to outpace you in that they're going to intercept the passes. In that game, you saw the Legacy members were really close to each other in attack, and they were just getting quick 1-2s and getting there before any of the Chiefs defenders.
Game 3 now. Can Legacy do it again? Are they really on top of this series? Siki now passing the ball back over to Cyrix. He actually, I believe he got bumped up. Trippe follows the ball through. Torso's waiting. He comes in strong off the corner now. Well, now actually finds a second touch, rolls it as a center. The ball sent all the way down the other side of the field. Legacy Esports, they're back on equal grounds. But can they maintain this position? Can they start the upset again? Really, it's a big question.
Well, even if it goes to 5 games, it's going to be incredibly hard for them to take it out after so many series throughout the day. So they're going to have to clinch this out in 3 in a row.
They'd have to be so exhausted here, and everyone is supporting the Chiefs despite Game 2. 69% of the poll there, Yummy. But Legacy, they're going to tell everyone to shut up because you should be going for Legacy.
That is a Siki redirect in a million. Have a look at him go up for this pass from in front of the ball and get it past one of the best defenders in OCE.
Smooth and Siki, we've come to expect that from him from the multiple series that we've seen, this beautiful trio. 4 minutes remaining. Legacy, they've done it again.
He's had an absolute killer of a day. Siki has just shown up big, and it's what we wanted to see in 2017, but this might just be Siki's year.
Can Legacy continue this? It is a facade of many sorts. They will be fighting as well. The shot there, Trippe saves. Jake's rotated back as well. Trying to find this big clear, but Legacy Esports look to strangle. Actually, a lot of breathing room given. They look for the counter clear. They do find it. Everyone pushing up now. This is Cyrix. A shot again on goal. Great save from Jake, but looks like Legacy will still maintain control. They pick up a bit of boost, and they look to do it again.
And Chiefs are just doing as many defensive passes as they can, but they're being read. Another shot comes out off the intercept, and that is it.
Clean. That was clean as anything from Legacy, despite the demo.
The demo hid the entire goal from all of us, and it might have done a lot for the Legacy Esports team as well, as Trippe did not know where the shot was coming from.
Legacy up 2 goals. I dare say that we're looking down the barrel of a potential upset once again. And you have to say that Legacy are absolutely in fine form if I've ever seen it. If they do not save the ball, however, I would have questioned that differently. But it does hit the crossbar and it gets the heck out of it. 3 minutes remaining. And Yummy Cheese Man, the Chiefs now looking for their first shot. Will actually find their second, but it does not go in. A lot more controls being seen here from Legacy. Getting the ball out, trying to pick up more boost. The Chiefs still struggling here.
Yeah, they're not getting the 1-2 connections that we normally expect. And now it's an opportunity once again as Legacy Esports controlling their boost really well and drowning out any Chiefs attacks.
Rotation's pretty clean as well. Legacy, 2 minutes 30 remaining to hold this 2-goal lead. Defense strong. Jake around. Here we go. Torsos trying to drop it in. Jake, he's going to have to rotate back. There's actually no one in net, but I think that quick clear would have a lot to say. Over the left-hand wing now, Torsos is here. Will read the ball. Syrinx should be there first and does. Hits it back over to this corner. Drippe, that's a light clear and something that Delusion can capitalize on. The passing plays, they're getting quicker from Legacy, but it's something that's a little bit hard to read if you're the Chiefs. Finally, they get on top of it.
God, Drippe is so quick in the air, and he gets the follow-up as well. This is the Drippe special. This is the reason why he was the player of 2017. He set that up perfectly. 2
minutes remaining, very doable for the Chiefs, and now that they've actually got their foot back in this third game, Legacy have to find that 2-goal lead again. It is the only way they will feel a little bit more comfortable against this Chiefs lineup. The experience cannot be doubted. Torso, Drippe, and Jake, international superstars, leading Oceania in the path of Rocket League. Legacy are looking to put a silence on them. $15,000 in prize pool, 5K on the line. The semi-finals in essence here. Delusion now trying to push the ball up. Syrinx playing patiently as well. This is really good from Legacy. Playing controlled against the Chiefs. Not many teams can do it. Minute 15, the pass over to Siki. Jake intercepts, but it goes back over to Delusion. The shot again, angled, but hits the crossbar. Legacy, I said they need that second goal to find themselves comfortable.
Chiefs are the team who historically do not let in 3 goals ever. Legacy did it last game, and if they do it again, then they're in a just fantastic position to win. This is an open net. Siki just has to move it in, and that is going to be Legacy Esports getting that 3rd goal.
Comfort is coming out of the wazoo. Legacy are just one step ahead, and did I ever think I would say that I feel comfortable with Legacy against the Chiefs? No, not until that death segment about 10 minutes ago.
Siki is that player who's always looking to be on attack. Even when he's on defense, he's always moving out and going forward, and it's just showing with his ability to score all these goals.
Literally can't keep my hands still because Legacy are just coming out of the barrel rolling still at the 40-second mark. That counter-attack, I honestly am scared for the Chiefs.
Well, they get caught off by surprise, and that's never happened to the Chiefs ever against anyone in OCE competition. 4-1 is an insurmountable lead right now with 35 seconds left.
This looks like Syrinx's year. This looks like Siki's year. And for Delusion coming out of the woodwork, I mean, he's just built a gazebo that even the Roman Empire would buy.
A palapa.
A palapa. What? Yes, a palapa. Legacy, they'll find number 5. And ladies and gentlemen, I adore you.
Their palapa's getting even bigger right now.
Even bigger. Who knew it could? This is an absolute showing by Legacy. They have come from 5th position against Love Decks. They have then come up against Retirement Home. They are now, well, sorry, let's not forget Tainted Minds even. Game 5 overtime. They are now looking at the Chiefs at match point again. Will we go to another Game 5, or is this time Legacy are just having a ball and look to close it out?
Imagine versing the Chiefs and just being like, yeah, that was an easy game.
Said no one ever until Legacy. Syrinx, he will not find number 6, but Legacy Esports will find a Game 3 win and are on match point again.
They've done it before. They've taken down the Chiefs. But in league play, they went 0-3 against the Chiefs.
They did.
They didn't even look like they were going to win any of those games. And now they just stomped them 5-1. They prevented Drippe from getting a single shot the entire game.
And remember that the Chiefs wanted to cement themselves as a top team.
Cement themselves.
Yes, they did. All right, they wanted to stick up in that top two,
I mean,
top one.
they've already cemented themselves as the best team in Oceania, and now Legacy Esports are there trying to cause the upset of the century, and they're doing it.
First Chiefs have to get to Game 5, and if that is possible right now for Legacy Esports, they are a match away from moving into the Grand Final, securing themselves a fat wad of cash, as well as a top 2 team title in OCE. Might be off-season, Yummy, but if they can win this series, hell, like they might even be looking at RLCS next season.
They were the team we were all looking at. They've made the longest run. Can they hold out for long enough? I don't know. They're all having such a great series.
Do you remember when we asked who can make the climb? Like, we said who, and we thought maybe a couple of
but
teams.
Both Courier and I said Legacy.
Yeah. If anyone can make the climb, it'd be Legacy. And still, we thought that, but it is still a massive surprise.
I thought they were going to fall at Tainted Minds.
I thought they might have fallen at Retirement Home. I believed, but inside, I thought maybe Retirement Home. Because Retirement Home had individual strength. But it goes to show you at the end of the day that I was wrong. They were right. Legacy Esports now 1 game away. This is it. This is the moment where they can take down the Chiefs.
They've fallen the first game, but they've fallen at this point before as well. This is where they were up against Tainted Minds, and they went to a Game 5 overtime. And Chiefs are a team that are always confident in their ability to win. They're always a team that are like, well, of course we're the best. So they're going to still be comfortable in this game, still be ready to take the win. And it just seems that these games are just going wild card, like one direction or the other.
So if we go to a Game 5 overtime again, I mean, that is so much pressure to put on Legacy. And they put it on themselves, essentially. But Game 5 overtime, the fact that they came through at that high-pressure situation, and now they're in another situation where they're on match point. I mean, for these guys, they're handling it very well, and especially in Delusion. A newbie. Like, we cannot say enough.
He's just not the rookie of the season. He's one of the best players of the season at this point. He's come out of nowhere. They picked him up because he hadn't played League play. They wanted to find some new blood. They wanted to get that energy into the team. And boy, has he provided it.
And he has just been an absolute monster for Legacy. Match point again. Legacy are making the dream run. They've already gotten 3rd. Can they find themselves 2nd against the Chiefs? Never thought we'd say it. Chiefs now in a very dire position, but Legacy, they want to kick off strong here. Sirix finding control of the ball. Hello as we're casting. That's the high intensity. And Legacy Esports now back on the defense. Pushing the ball up.
And Sirix is one of the nicest guys. He's always fallen short. He's 1 step away now from making it to his first grand final since 2016. And I'm rooting for him. I'm sure so many people are, but he's still got a long way to go in this game.
Well, first goal is going to make it. The big fake there. Actually, no, Sirix touched that in Legacy.
What an angle by Sirix, just coming out. He was on the back wall. He manages to get this past the defender over the top of the Chiefs defense, and that is not what I would call a Sirix goal.
Did not see that.
He's just coming out of nowhere.
That was huge from Legacy. Caught us by surprise. Legacy game number 4. Looking to do it again. This is absolutely ridiculous. 1-0 up. Chiefs now in a high-pressure situation again. The bump away from Torsos. Jake unable to finish. Drippay's coming in, but this should be the clear from Delusion.
Just somebody from the Chiefs need to really step up and have a monster series. They're not quite connecting, so they need to get those big solo plays happening if they want to try and take down what we thought wasn't the monster team coming in.
Chiefs now looking for their first goal off the corner. This is going to center it nicely, but no one's in. Delusion actually boosting up for the ball, trying to read it. Drippay off the corner. Torsos in position as well. 3 minutes 30 remaining. Chiefs having an opportunity here once again. In front of net, up comes Jake. Legacy Esports, high pressure again. Holding that 1-goal lead. 3 minutes 15 remaining. That is an open net if they can get there in time. It's finished off. Legacy 2-0 up.
A dangerous pass out from Drippay. He was looking for Torsos, but Sirix was right there underneath him. The 2nd goal, and Sirix is leading Legacy into that grand final.
Imagine coming 5th and then looking at 2nd. I mean, that is a gauntlet run of an absolute dream. 3-10, 2 goals up. Legacy Esports are going to create another upset here if the Chiefs aren't too careful.
There's a reason all these other teams were scared of Legacy. If they're on, like they are today, they are on.
Well, great takeaway from Delusion. Will save the ball. Sirix gets it past Jake. Now looking to rotate up. Gets the corner boost as well. This is set up for Siki. Legacy looking for number 3, but the pressure continues on. Delusion there with the angled shot over to Sirix. Taken away. Intercepted by Chiefs. Now the ball sent, but by Siki this time. Siki follows the ball up. 2:30 remaining. Legacy Esports having shot upon shot. Still 2 goals up. The Chiefs trying to center the ball, or at least have a shot from midfield. They're not finding it. Drippe doesn't even fake it. Chiefs are in such a difficult position here. Who would have thought?
The time is ticking on the Chiefs, not just for this game, but for their series and for their entire tournament. It's been a rough season for them, and we thought that they were ready to go, but there's still a bit more work for this Chiefs team before they could bring it back. A shot just goes in. And you have to question why Siki and Delusion not able to save this together. Oh, that's why.
That is why.
I didn't see this Drippe coming out of nowhere and getting a crazy redirect.
So Chiefs do find a goal with 2 minutes remaining. And that is some hope for them yet. Off the corner now. Torso's looking for another. The Chiefs, the solo play over to Jake.
This is the big solo players we were looking for. Torsos over the top of the defense. Patient play. Gets it past one. And Jake is always going to be in position.
Delusion just scraping the ball. Unfortunate, but Legacy, they've now been tied up by the Chiefs. Game's not over yet. Comes to a standstill in the midfield. The kickoff. Jake now pushing the ball forward. The Chiefs now looking very confident as they push forward. Torsos with the pass over to Drippe. Hits that corner, doesn't go in. Torsos tries to knuckle down and finish it, but does not either. And Legacy Esports getting pressured in front of their net.
You can really see how quick Chiefs are able to turn around a game. They've been known to just cause these massive comebacks. And now Legacy have to be fearing for their lives.
Delusion sends it up over to Sirix. Back down from Torsos. One defender. Drippe touches it. Sent away. Torsos hanging around midfield here. He's now going to go into defense. Siki tries to go over the top. Torsos reads. Drippe comes off the wall. Now looking to find it. Great angle.
Oh.
Secures it in net.
Drippe off the wall. So difficult, but he is just a mechanical beast. Just perfect placement. The defense surely thought that was hitting the backboard. And Chiefs have brought it back.
Brought it back from the brink of despair. A minute remaining. Legacy lost their lead. And it looks like they're losing control of this 4th game. But it is too early to count Legacy out. Siki loses the ball. Delusion has to back off. Jake now in position. Primed in the corner. Drippe's up for the ball. Delusion hits it and narrowly it escapes. Siki now going to follow up the ball. Has enough boost to do so. Centers it over to Sirix. The ball in front of net for Siki now. The ball again dropping in front of net. Delusion here. Trying to angle it. Light touch. Will actually set it up for Legacy. It's cleared away by the Chiefs.
We've seen Legacy perform really well at this stage of the game. When there's 20 seconds left, 10 seconds left, or even 0 seconds left, they still are able to tie up these games. And now this is their chance to do it against a team like the Chiefs. That is again Drippe finding the perfect angle.
Beautiful goal off the roof there. Or not even the roof, but so high up from Drippe.
This isn't what we saw at all from him this season. We thought, you know, he was taking a back step, but he has stepped up for this game.
And that's what they needed. The Chiefs were looking so out of this at 3 minutes in the game. And they've stepped up. They've come back. Legacy now put themselves in another Game 5.
Oh my goodness. Not only are they making a run, they had 4 games, 5 games with 2 massive overtimes, and now they are going 5 games once again. They've essentially played, 18 plus maybe 1 or 2 in overtimes. 19 games so far today.
They'd be absolutely exhausted. The Chiefs take Game 4, and Game 5 now neck and neck once more. And Legacy thought they were about to knock Chiefs out of the race, and so did we, to be quite honest.
A bit of a slow game there for Siki. Not what we've seen from him all day, where he was just absolutely brutal to every single team that was there. He was really aggressive, and this might be that mental fortitude that we've been talking about. The fort has now been downgraded to an outpost, and hopefully it's not going to be a mental camp anytime soon. This is a worrying sign for Siki.
It definitely is. Game 5, and Siki needs to step up and play like he was in the rest of the series.
Yep.
For the Chiefs Esports, I guess it's a good sign of life for them.
Well, they're warming up, and
Finally.
they probably haven't had the chance to really scrim anyone leading into this. So it's a scary thought right now for Legacy to be like, okay, damn, we're in a game number 5 against the Chiefs. And Chiefs are probably at this point going, okay, guys, let's start preparing for Darksided. I bet you they're that confident.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be, really, because Legacy have pulled through in many high-pressure situations. Sure, the Chiefs have been in this position many times, and they've gone internationally, and they've actually put themselves in this position internationally. But end of the day, Legacy have done this today already, and they've got the track record for the gauntlet.
Yeah, I'm not counting Legacy out. I think they're in with a great chance. I'm just saying that Chiefs are going to be incredibly confident in this series after that last game.
Let's see if Legacy can recover themselves, or the Chiefs are just going to be the strong team that we know and love. Game 5 now. Let's see if we can bring it to overtime. Jake says no. Brings the ball up and attempts a shot. After a quick pass, actually Sirix getting it out of the way, getting creative with the ball. That's what we wanted to see from Legacy. Now over to Delusion, who knocks it up. Over to the side now, Siki. Setting it around this corner, Sirix waits. This is good patient play. Sirix setting it up just for himself. Knocked out of the way by Torsos.
Good heads-up play from Torsos, understanding exactly what Sirix was trying to do and getting the block. Very good 1v1 defense.
Gervais getting the touch off the wall now, dribbles it. Saved away. Looks like the Legacy lineup are on for this game. So are the Chiefs. So we're going to have a tight neck and neck for Game 5.
Most importantly, so is Drippe.
That's the player you want to see from the Chiefs. The goal scorer. The setup now for Siki. Jake now pushing forward. Playing aggressive. Drippe with the touch. Followed through by Jake. Goes a little bit too high. Sirix now. Pass over to Siki. Over the top. Torsos doesn't get it, but saved by Jake. Good rotations from the Chiefs. Delusion missing the ball there, and that'll give time.
That was so clutch by Jake. It was in the past. He would have got faked out by that play from Torsos, but not anymore. You can see the growth of Jake, and this is going to be a shot.
Unfortunate. Jake does not find it. At the end of the day, the double tap, non-existent. Torso's hero as well has been setting up the Chiefs so well. Jake missing the ball there. Doesn't matter. Drippe here. Ball, midfield. Jake goes up. Delusion as well. Nerves getting to both these teams. Well, mainly Legacy, you'd have to say. Taking away that pinch out of the corner. And now Jake has to defend this ball because he's going to hit the backboard. Not contested. They bump Torsos out of the way. Jake says get. And we'll take the ball out of that side of the field.
It was very important because they were running low on boost. So this has given Torsos the opportunity. Almost gets the Siki flick over the top of Siki himself.
Gets a demo, takes the corner boost, and Chiefs should be able to push back up the field. 2:45 remaining. But Legacy Esports, that intercept was huge. Looks like a one-goal game, really, in Game 5 at the moment. And who will score it? Who will set up the tone for this series, or at least end it on a good note?
No one giving an inch on defense. They both are holding out for as long as possible and playing patient. That is another shot in, as Drippe is going to have to be the one to carry this one out. Legacy Esports setting up, but they finally get cleared on.
But really, one defender makes all the difference in the world. That demolition onto Sirix, but it is after he cleared the ball. Drippe will come off the wall, try to do the same thing, but the ball is centered here. Torsos goes up for it. It's not cleared away. Jake there in time as well has been the saving grace for this defense. But Drippe doing what he does best, comes down off the side. Jake for the shot, and it's the first goal that goes to Chiefs.
The boomer from Jake, the angle, the power as well, as they had to be scared of Drippe coming in for the double touch. There's Delusion. That is the first shot that you can get past him. You need to have the power to do that.
2 minutes remaining. Legacy can definitely bring it back, but you have to say, is this it? Have you asked yourself the question? Because Legacy are in a very difficult position.
They've answered so many questions today as well. They can't hold out on the test and get 100%, or will they fall and only get a B+?
Maybe. Legacy now pushing forward. 3 members are on this attack, and Sirix brings it to a standstill, but the Chiefs have an open net. They find it. And the second goal is worrying.
Damn, Drippe is so fast at recovery. He wins out the 50-50, gets on the ground, beats up the defender by a mile, and that is Siki in defense. You don't outpace Siki.
That's right.
Unless you're Drippe, apparently.
That is a feat. It is hard to beat unless you're the Chiefs. 2 goals up, 130. Looks like they've definitely cemented themselves. Again, Yummy. 130 remaining. Legacy pushing up now. Siki off this corner. Legacy need to find a goal and quick. Drippe missing the ball. Maybe an opportunity for Legacy to push up. Off this corner now, the ball's centered. Jake doesn't reach up for it. It's left for Torsos. The dribble goes over the top, and this is great for the Chiefs. Drippe should be able to center this ball, but Siki brings it to a standstill. Jake for the recovery. The counter clear. Gets some pace on the ball. Torsos up. Light touch. Over to Delusion. Looks like the Chiefs are definitely reading this better.
It's got to be red alert now for Legacy. 53 seconds on the clock. 2 goals, and there's a swarm of cyborgs coming at them at this point in time.
You've definitely adapted my...
Hello, Sterix.
Well, Drippe tries to bring the ball up. Torsos now, he's going to be the one on defense. 30 seconds left. Legacy have one big play, get the next goal, and I'll start believing again. It looks like this is where their run comes to an end. Good bump, however. Sirix, take the shot. Torsos is up. Sirix is still here. Around the corner, Delusion takes the ball. It's set up for Legacy, but that defense from Drippe, that is it. That is all it took. The Chiefs will take the series.
A game-winning save, and of course it's Drippe. He stepped up Game 4, he stepped up Game 5, and he has been the player from the Chiefs to put them into the grand final.
So Legacy, their run is over, but they came all so close to getting to Darksided. Chiefs move up to the grand final and now have bigger fish to fry.
That is a lot of saves from the Chiefs as well. They were held on defense a lot of that game, but they still managed to take advantage of their opportunities, push that forward, and secure themselves as still the Chiefs that we are used to seeing.
Still the top 2 team. Legacy will take the top 3 team, which is still an achievement to take out Tainted Minds and get this far. Even push Chiefs into a corner, Korea.
I mean, in a way, he still kind of broke the curse. This is the top ever seeding that Sirix has ever got in a throwdown competition. And that's
well, it's
a
not
big
the
deal.
top seeding, the top placement, though.
Sorry,
at the end of the day, Sirix has done well. No man could thought that he could do.
He's on the podium.
He's there.
He deserves to be there. Legacy Esports coming so close, but Chiefs now, I mean, you would have to say in that series, Legacy were exhausted. Like, it got to the point where you saw Legacy and they were slowing down a little bit and not playing like they were maybe against Tainted Minds.
I think it was really Siki that we found just dropped off. And even at the start of that series, Siki was still playing well, but sort of halfway through game number 3, I think it finally caught up with him.
Yeah, then that was a poor timing for Drippe to starting to do the bangers as well, because you need to have the defense when Drippe like really turns on.
Well, part of that was I think Siki was helping to shut down Drippe, and then Drippe gets given room, and you never give
also
him
to set up Sirix, because Sirix had a huge day of goals and set up by Siki, and I guess Delusion was a big part of it as well.
Yeah, Delusion and Siki did a lot of pass plays, but in the end, you can't not be at 100% to beat the Chiefs.
Yep.
That's right. But Legacy coming close, and Chiefs now moving up to Darksided. We're about to move into the Gauntlet Grand Final. We're going to have a 3-minute break, but when we return, Darksided, fresh off the field, will be taking on the Chiefs.